Hello, welcome to our first author blog of an interview of the new year. New year, new YA, forget eating and forget drinking, it's all about the mind and reading the awesome books. So the final book in the Mafiosa trilogy is now out. The Mafiosa trilogy, the Blood for Blood trilogy, and we have Cat Doyle on the couch here.
Here I am.
Very excited, she's so excited, like she's falling asleep on the couch.
I'm extremely excited.
Before we get to this and to the whole trilogy, when you were first writing the first book, and the world of YA was slightly obsessed with paranormal romance and dystopia, and John Green was around vampires, and so gangsters. How did that even pop up into your head, or how did that come about?
I grew up loving gangster movies. Goodfellas, all-time favorite. Godfather, part 1 and 2, obviously not 3. Casino, all those kind of movies. And I was kind of working in a film rental place for 4 years and
Watching everything.
Watching every single movie ever made. And I wanted to write something in a real filmic style. And when I was studying sort of YA in college, in my master's, I realised there was just nothing out there that did anything with the criminal underworld. And it's such an interesting premise. And it does have kind of those paranormal leanings in that it's really dangerous and kind of secretive, but it's still grounded in the real world. So I thought it would be really fun to do something that felt to me very original for the YA community. And then I thought if I didn't have any predecessors that no one could compare me to anyone.
Oh yes. And then so you decide, okay, gangsters is my thing.
Yeah.
And is the writing that kind of genre, I suppose, is it purely based on what you've watched, or then did you have to go off and just Google the hell out, or go meet a few gangsters in Galway, or what?
Well, luckily
you're from a gangster family,
very well connected in the Sicilian underworld. It's just writing my childhood.
Yes.
No, I was very familiar with it because I would always read about it and watch documentaries about it, and obviously I feel like I've seen every single gangster movie ever made except Miller's Crossing, which I'm going to watch very shortly. So in that sense it came quite naturally, but then obviously I wanted to make it as accurate as possible, so I went really deep into the Sicilian underworld, and I learned about like their commandments and their rules and how you become a member, and that was actually a lot of fun to do as well.
And a lot of the Sophie is probably the only non-anti-hero in the whole book, but writing about with these kind of ultimately they're gangsters, that Tony Soprano thing, he's a gangster but he's a nice gangster, but he kills people, but he's a nice person. Was it always, because of that world, it's inevitable that people are not going to survive till the end? Now, without giving any spoilers away or people shouting, was in your head, was it always like everybody you were writing, anybody could get the George R. R. Martin moment that they said, and no one is safe?
Yeah, I was very keen to stick with the saying, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I wanted to make it as realistic as possible. So I knew going into it that I would kill a huge portion of the people, and it wouldn't necessarily be who deserved to die. It would just be, it wouldn't be random either, but it was the kind of series where I knew that people would get offed a lot along the way. Because I wanted it to be realistic. There's no point in writing a criminal underworld story where everyone survives and everyone gets happy endings.
And were there any deaths, and I know it sounds like a weird question, but were there any deaths that surprised you?
Like, oh!
Yeah, no, I always have that impression that, there's obviously the planned body count, but then there's like going, oh my god, I can't believe they're going to die type thing.
There was one in Inferno, the one you're leading.
No, never know.
There was one that was like quite a harsh, unexpected death.
Yes.
Maybe unnecessary, you might say. But what it did was, I think, it wasn't necessarily an expected one in book 2, but it really served, I think, to show people like anything can happen. I wanted to unsettle everyone.
I think you succeeded.
Because Vendetta kind of brings you into this world where you think you know what's going to happen. In a way, it seems like, a lot of people say to me, it seems like it would be quite formulaic, like a paranormal romance, and then it just totally switches gears. So that's what I wanted. I wanted to lull people in to this false sense of security and then destroy it.
Yes, I think you succeeded and obsessed many people.
Many people, yes.
And in book 3, even more
people,
so
yes.
You're in the game of upsetting teenagers and grown-ups.
But not deliberately.
No, not at all, as you cackle away at your computer going, oh, wait until they read this.
Well, I upset myself,
You throughout the books, you can't help but be aware of your pop culture references, and especially I'm going to say Disney.
I love Disney. Yeah.
Would we be slightly obsessed with Disney?
Yeah, I describe myself as one part Disney, one part The Godfather.
Okay.
And in the same way, I also think it's important to add in like humor and lightness to a book that goes so dark. So it's the friendship between Sophie and her best friend Millie. They make a lot of Disney references and a lot of pop culture references and jokes that kind of grounds it in the real world. And that was really important to me because when you're killing so many people and dealing with all these violent characters, you have to have some kind of lightness. So that's part of the humour. And I like just when I'm personally reading a book and I read a funny like reference or something that I'm into, I think, oh, that's really good. Yeah.
So when you got to Mafiosa and you're getting to the last few pages and you're writing away, how, like, you've come all this way, you know, not everybody has survived, as we know. What does that feel like getting to the end? And it's not as if there's more coming. This is it. Is it joy? Is it relief? Is it sadness? What is that feeling like of finishing your trilogy and saying never doing another one, and then probably doing the fourth one? What's that?
Doing a breaking down.
Yeah. What is that feeling like as a writer? How does that affect you?
It was bittersweet.
Yeah.
I was kind of happy because I felt like everyone got the ending that they deserved and that I wanted them to have, and it felt to me very complete without being too complete, if that makes sense. So in a way it was weird because I've been living with these characters in my head for like 3 years, but there is a freedom in knowing that you can go on and write something else and that all the other ideas in your head now can see the light of day.
More Disney. And finally, if you were pitching to people straight into the camera to say, if someone hadn't read these, what would your pitch be to say this is why gangsters are the way to go? Read these books.
I love pitching my books.
Yes.
Not said no one ever. If you are looking for a read that is thrilling and surprising, a little bit filmic, a little bit romantic, and I think ultimately quite original, especially in the YA sphere, then I would pick up the Blood for Blood trilogy. All three of them.
Yes. Together. So Mafiosa is now available out there. Vendetta and Inferno are also obviously out there. Thank you very much to Cat Doyle for coming to the chamber. New year, new YA. Get in there. It's very exciting. January. Stay on the couch. Don't go anywhere. Thank you very much.